So a lot of Vikings fans have questioned some of general manager Kwesi adofo-mensah's moves over the last 2 years, a couple of drafts, a couple of trades, whatever. But something that is completely unassailable was when Kwesi fleeced the Detroit Lions, the Motor City Kitties, acquiring former Hawkeye tight end TJ Hockenson to join the Vikings midseason, and he really did hit the ground running last year, pun intended. He had 9 catches for 70 yards on 9 targets versus the Commies week 9, his first action. We're thinking it's like, okay, maybe he'll come in, maybe he'll get like 10 plays, and maybe he'll get 3 targets. Nope. Kirk Cousins just like yoink right away. It was beautiful, man. As well as a commanding 13-catch team record for a tight end, 109-yard, 2-touchdown performance against the Giants on Christmas Eve, which is kind of nice. Now, if only he could have broken one more tackle against the Giants in the wild card, but I digress there. And, of course, we love TJ Hockenson because he looks like the logo. His family's from Iowa, so this is a quick drive for them to come up. So it's a perfect pairing and a perfect spot for TJ Hockenson with the Vikings long term. And Hockenson, after the trade, we've said this a lot, where he was the number 2 tight end in a lot of statistical categories, in targets, in receptions, in yards, and he was phenomenal. So he was really getting things done. And also, on short notice, he had never worked with Kirk Cousins before. He's learning a brand new offense on the fly, and he was still coming in and playing starters reps. Like this wasn't a part-time role. Like he wasn't in there only on passing situations. Like he was the Vikings tight end 1. You love to see it, man. And now he's fully bought into the culture. Love to see it. By the way, we said this at the time. Hockenson got a love for his chug. Nick Muse's chug was way more impressive, and then Josh Oliver, yeah. But we're going to make the case that TJ Hockenson could become the best tight end in the National Football League this year, because for a number of factors. Number one, Travis Kelce's aging out. Like he's going to be 34 in October, so Father Time is undefeated, and there's a lot of mileage. I mean, the Chiefs have played a lot of football over the last couple of years, and Kelce's been the focal point of that offense, so sort of is what it is. Also, Hockenson, his first full offseason in the offense, that doesn't get talked about enough because of how impressive Hockenson was on the second half of last year, but he's going to have a full offseason, full OTAs, full minicamp, full training camp, full preseason in this offense and learn it inside and out. Also expanded chemistry with Kirk. Obviously, they got it together right away, but again, that's part and parcel of him being more integrated in the offense during the offseason, where him and number 8 are going to strike up even more chemistry. Also, you got Justin Jefferson taking away attention. Jefferson getting double team, triple team, bracketed. That's really opening up the middle of the field. I think that's what greatly benefited Hockenson last year, and it will be even more because now Addison's going to be taking away attention. So if they're both on opposite sides at the X and the Z, and then all of a sudden Hockenson, the center of the field's wide open, like parting of the Red Sea, you love to see it. Absolutely, man. Also, don't sleep on the Vikings using more 12 personnel this year with the signing of Josh Oliver. So the Vikings coming out in 2 tight end sets, it's going to put defenses in a bind because if you stay in base, we're just going to spread you out and throw it at you, where I like Hockenson against a linebacker or a safety. Or if you come out in nickel or sub package, we're just going to run it down your throat. So it's sort of pick your poison spot. Also, Josh Oliver coming in doing more of the dirty work, where Oliver is more of a blocking tight end, one of the best blocking tight ends in the game. I think he's underrated as a receiver, but that could also free up Hockenson some of his bandwidth to doing more receiving type things. But of course, blocking is a very important part of being a tight end, and Hockenson does take a lot of pride in that. But if he's alleviated from some of the dirty work of blocking, that would allow him to stay fresher late in games, fresher late in the season. And even though, yes, blocking is extremely important for a tight end, I mean, you're judged based on how many balls he catch, how many times he play in the end zone, etc. Also, so Hockenson currently on his 5th-year option. There could be some contract year hunger, where obviously it would make sense to extend him long term. The Vikings would alleviate some cap space in 2023, but Hockenson could enter the season as a lame duck with only 1 year left on his deal, and the Vikings could be obviously be looking to extend him. And Hockenson, it seems like he's a very good fit here in Minnesota with his family so close, and he's bought into the culture. But also, if he's on his 5th-year option, he could be hangry. Like he could be out there just bulldozing dudes, Mark Bavaro style, and just getting after it, man. So overall, like, I absolutely do love me some TJ Hockenson. I think that he has a chance to really rise up, where right now he's a top 3 tight end in the league, and he's not number 3. Because you look at the big money tight ends, I mean, yes, I would take Kelce for 1 year over Hockenson right now, but how long is that going to hold true? Who knows? Kittle, I mean, They don't have a quarterback in San Francisco. And also, if Brock Purdy gets back, like the knock against Purdy, interestingly enough, was that he didn't develop a chemistry with Kittle, right? And which is really weird because he really relied on his tight ends at Iowa State. I mean, look at Kohler, etc. But then you look at Goddard. I mean, Goddard's going to get his, yes. Mark Andrews. I mean, they're going to open up the passing game, but Andrews was Lamar Jackson's number one target. How much is that going to get diffused? Also, you have Isaiah Likely as your tight end 2. It's going to be taking away some targets. Njoku with the Browns going to get his. Dawson Knox, I mean, they effectively replaced him in terms of drafting a tight end. Darren Walker, no. Also, no Delaney Walker, who's probably like 50. No. Jonnu Smith, no. Taysom Hill, no. Hunter Henry, no. Kyle Pitts. I mean, maybe Desmond Ridder will start throwing the ball, unlike Mariota. Maybe. I still believe in Kyle Pitts' talent, but not right now. But who would you take over Hockenson? Like, legitimately. Like, who would you take over Hockenson going forward in the future? No one. No one. So I do think that TJ Hockenson, this isn't just homer hyperbole. This isn't that or the other thing, but Hockenson is going to be part of one of the best offenses in the National Football League. He's going to have 2 receivers taking away attention from him. He's going to be singled up against a linebacker or a safety the majority of the time. He's going to be freed up to do a lot more receiving tight end stuff versus blocking tight end stuff. And also he's going to be in the offense for a full season. So I think it all adds up to a monster year for TJ Hockenson, and I think that he's going to get after it. I think he's quickly going to become the best tight end in the National Football League. But your thoughts are thoughts. Hawk, tight end 1, question mark. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skol, production value.